Hello and welcome to the channel, folks. We find myself in quite an iconic car from my history. Not the one that I own, but one I came into acquaintance with in my younger days, in my early 20s. I was working at a dealership for HGV trucks, and we had a parts delivery in one of these cars. They actually elected to send a guy up in his car, and it was the most phenomenal. It sounded absolutely awesome. Twin turbo, absolute beast. And he elected to take me for a quick spin up the motorway next to where we worked, and I have never been so astounded as to just how quick this beast is. It's been a few requests for this one, and with that we're going to bring the engine swap to the channel. So at 699.51 pp, it's just inside the target. We've had to do a bit of tuning to just balance that out, and it's not technical tuning, it's just balancing of parts, detuning. 782 horsepower, so it's a little less than the more high-powered ones we've brought to the market recently. Racing hard tyres, fully customizable suspension, fully standard. Differential, fully customizable, all set to 555. Downforce tuned down to 43 on the front and 281 at the back to try and optimize it. We've got front splitter side skirts, no rear valance, but we've got the high level rear wing with 20 end plates. ECU has been tuned down to 94. Fully customizable manual transmission set to 290. I just hope that's got enough gear. We might have to just redo this little bit. Air cleaner racing, silencer racing, exhaust manifold racing, and we've got a racing intercooler. Racing brake system with the brake balance controller. And then the flutch and flywheel is at normal. The prop shaft is the carbon variety. We've got every engine add-on installed, the 3 weight reductions and increased body rigidity. Let's go to the race. Welcome to the World Touring Car 700. We are going to take in 30 minutes of the Le Mans 24-hour race. Settings will be assist, traction control 1, default ABS. We are going to turn on ASM and put counter steer assistance on strong. We're grinding, we want it easy. Controller settings, steering sensitivity 5. Force feedback max torque 5, force feedback steering sensitivity at 6. Now they're my settings. I'm running a G29. They are quite personal to me. I like how that feels. I think I get enough feedback on what's going on. Your settings could be different. So, absolutely no idea what this is going to need. I think it's going to be, if we work it out, it's got an engine swap. It's going to be high fuel consumption. We're going to have to run it on fuel map 6. We're going to have to try and stretch it to 3 laps if we can. Otherwise it's taken on a 2-stop with slightly more power. We have no idea what the rain is going to do, so let's go find out. Here we go then, fuel map to 6. Let's see where we are on the rain clouds. We're good with no rain at the moment. Never looked that early, do we? So potentially 2 laps of juice out of this thing on fuel map 6. It's a nice bright and sunny day here. See if we can steek up the inside of that GR86. Round the outside. No. No penalty it seems. Watch out for that Audi. Mr. Haywood. Fuel is looking good at this point then. Let's see what top speed she's got. Oh, there's a bit of jockeying to be done here. And around the outside we go. 200 plus. Braking just on the first marker. Oh, she's fairly fast into corners in second gear. Ten seconds in the rear. 8th place. Fuel is looking a bit tight for the 3 lap, so let's just do the usual coast and lift at the key points. We need to be at 2.5 at the bottom end of the circuit to manage 3 laps. We're looking good on fuel as we catch up to Mr. Healy. Mr. Kawakami just looking to hold his line. We're going to lift here. Coming on Mr. Yamanaka. We're doing really well to be here. First, second, third and fourth, a line in front of us. Just going to run that curb. Looks like a lovely day. Can't see any indication of rain just yet. We'll let Mr. Portilla and Miss McEwen battle it out for second and third. We'll actually let them battle it out for third and fourth, shall we? Fuel looks good, 2.3. Goes to the weather radar, can't see any weather. No punches held by Miss McEwen there. Where are we on the fuel? 2.2, we're good. So let's now go and push. Give Mr. Blazan a bit back that Miss McEwen gave us. Wowzers. 1.9 on the fuel, so we're good. Pushing past the 200. Braking on the telegraph pole, there it is. Need to flick back to the rain radar, see what we're going to get. Fuel looks good, we can manage that. Rain coming in from the left hand side. 4 seconds in the lead. 5 minutes of the race gone, just over. Are we going to be able to get the 3 laps in? I don't know if it looks quite brutal. There is plenty of rain in that cloud. So quick this car, you need to really be braking early. Eight seconds in the lead. I wonder if we've got a route straight through that heavy stuff on the cloud. It looks like it. to get that next lap in. It will start to rain, but then 2 laps on Inters, 2 laps again on could be a challenge. I do like a challenge. Looks to be plenty of rain in there, doesn't there? We're 11 seconds up. Could we tackle one partially? Oh, look at that big band of blue. .1 on the fuel. We are going to have to back it down a fair whack. The safe option, or are we going to hammer it? Let's caution to the wind. Let's see where we go. It's just started to rain. I don't know if that's the guidance we need. Deal in facts, they say. It's a really heavy band of cloud, but the track's looking fairly dry. Let's keep it managed. I think it's going to come heavy. Miss McEwen went to the pits. We got a 4:03 in that lap time. That's immense. Just manage that rain. Once we get through this next big blue bit, we're into good, fairly dry track. Just don't know how wet it's going to get, so let's manage that speed and lift off at 200. I think 200's a bit irresponsible. We're just at the point where the intermediates are the better tyre. Just got to be a bit cautious, so we're going to throw a bit of caution. Put the old traction control on. And we're into a drying section now. We're on slicks, racing slicks, so we just have to be a bit cautious. Stick to the centre of the track, the crown of the road. -19-second lead at this point. I think the rain is going to come, isn't it? Is it going to come heavier? Or have we got this managed? Pushing 200 again. We're just going to be a bit cautious and back out of that. I think we've actually done well. I think we've broken through this. As the rain comes again. Oh, yeah, we overshot there. This part of the track is exceedingly wet. The back end just wants to break free with all that power. Just be a bit cautious, balance the throttle. It is exceedingly wet. Just teeter-tot round the corners. Here we go. We don't want to be losing it into that gravel. I don't know what tyres we want to take, to be honest. I think we might have to go to Inters. There is more rain coming, look. Inters might be the right answer, even if it's a one lap on Inters and then back to... Oh yeah, we've blown that wide in the wet. It's very wet here, and we get a penalty for our excursion, and the rain comes again. I don't know whether it was the right choice to do that second lap then. We're going to go to Inters, we're going to take all the fuel, we're going to push on. Coming into and going out the pits is extremely treacherous. A 32-second lead. Looks like we've got a couple of stragglers out the back. Can't see anybody spinning or having any other issues. There we go, into the pits. That wheel wang, that's huge. Yamanaka is into the pits behind us. We're going to take all the juice and we're going to look to push on, not forgetting that we've got the traction control where it is. Get that fuel map back on. Oh, it looks like the end of the cloud is coming, but we're into quite a thick patch, so we could be on the right tyre now for a drying circuit, although it's getting wetter. I'm looking to the pit to see what tyres people are taking. Yamanaka came out on softs again. They're all coming out on the race tyres. Nobody's going Inters. Wow. What? I'm absolutely dumbstruck. I can't believe they're on race tyres. We could actually really look to increase the lead then. Currently 50 seconds. Let's see if we can really start to push on. 2 laps on fuel map 6 on the intermediates would be ideal. These tyres are looking like they're holding up. Car just squirreling about, sliding a bit on the brakes. And squirreling about on the throttle. Is the sunshine going to break through? There's 2.5 more laps remaining in this race, potentially. I know we've had that one slow lap, so that should that could kill off the opportunity for the 8th lap. No significant wear on those Inters just as yet. I would have expected them to really start to decay. No sign as yet. It's going to lift just before we hit 200. That's cautious. Going to spend that penalty now. 1 minute 27 in the lead. I really can't believe they didn't take rain tyres, and it looks like somebody is sideways into that second chicane. Yeah, it looks like there's all sorts of trouble down there. Batter, batter, clash, clash. So the end of lap 4, this is kind of where we are. Another bank of cloud coming in from the left. This part of the circuit is normally always very, very wet. If we can get a dry line forming through there would be nice, depending on how we plan to attack these. There's no wear on this set of inters at all. Has something changed in update 1.39? Have they changed tyre wear? Or is the track the perfect conditions for it, and with that being the case, are we able to run these tyres in the right conditions? A dry line is starting to appear. Even though we're making our way into that second cloud bank, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of heavy rain. We're thinking about whether we're going to be pitting at the end of this lap or going a whole nother lap. Just going to lift and be cautious, going to brake down through the gears. The track does look to be drying. Minute 43 in the lead. Rear tyres now starting to show some heat. The track's drying out and the tyres know it. Minute 44 in the lead. Miss McEwen in second place. We're just going to lift and coast. Just going to make this right. Now the track looks like it's drying out beautifully. Even though we've got cloud cover, this is delaying the drying period. It looks like the track is going to stay quite wet for a while. I wonder if it's worth running another lap on the inters. The fronts are really suffering. Where's the brake balance? Let's see if we can put the brake balance to somewhere useful. Take the pain off the rears a little bit. As you know, we don't use brake balance to balance the car. We use it to affect tyre wear. I think we've got a fairly decent lap. I don't think we need to attack any sort of lap times. I think if we can run a third lap on these tyres, we can probably run a really decent lap, final lap, after our second stop. I know we're not going to stretch this fuel to go all the way to the end, so we do a one stop. Those rears are starting to show. The fronts are good though, aren't they? No, the track is now favouring the dry tyre. Let's get in the pits and just be cautious. Let's take those race tyres now. Very wet here, but it's the right tyre. We'll take the hards, and we'll take, what have we got left? 7 minute 24, 2 laps to do. That's over 8 minutes. This will be a 31-minute car. Or is it more appropriate to say a 31-minute race? I think the racing tyres are the right thing to do if there's no more rain. We're still building a lead though. Those guys are having trouble down there on the straight on their racing tyres. Definitely seemed like a mistake not to take the inters. Let's take all the fuel so we've got something to mess with. There we go. We've got enough lead too. Let's just be cautious through here, because it's extremely wet. You can see that. We're on a drying track now. Mind the curbs, they will be wet. We have to be cautious through the chicanes down here. There will be water where we like to run to get the fastest line, so let's be cautious. Cautious for the win, that's where I think we need to be. There's the little warning sign. Minutes 42 seconds remaining. Miss McEwen goes to the pits for what could be her final stop. Minute 19, washed up after the pit stops. We didn't brake very well there. Oh my. Straight through the gravel trap. Well, I was just looking to the top left hand corner to see what tyres were there. IM's 24, so they were on inters. It just didn't show us what tyre they came out on. We didn't get a penalty for that either, did we? No. Just got to be cautious. It's very wet here. Lap 6, 1 minute 24 in the lead. It's very wet. Track is looking like it's starting to comply. The sun's out now. Still very wet though. See the shine on the track. The racing line is dry, but as you hit the curbs, the water depth goes up. Absolutely radical car though. You could probably run fuel map 3 and do 2 lap stints. You'd probably run 2 stints on mediums, and then the final lap when you go and you put the hards on again, so we'd still be on mediums now maybe. I don't know how much quicker you'd be. Here we go, approaching the final lap. 2 minutes 40 remaining on the race clock. How many of our competitors will get back to start lap 7? Need to be cautious here. It's extremely wet down the start-finish straight. You see the dotted wet patches in the shadow where the grandstands are. See that wet there? We try and get back to the dry bit. Oh, it's very confusing as to where is dry. I had flashes of S10 going through my eyes then. That was a 4:35. It was the fastest lap with a pit stop, which kind of says how much quicker it is on the old wets, on the old dry tyres. Even though there's a few tweaks there, because it's still very wet in places. Trying to make an error-free race is going to be pretty tricky with what we've got here. On the gas, let's go. mph. We're going to brake on the first sign. Almost impeccably dry here. Just can't trust it. The dark parts of the track, we don't know whether that's tyre tread or whether it's actually wet patches. We do hold the fastest lap of the race currently, a 4:03.858. I don't think we're going to beat that. There's 46 seconds remaining on the clock. Not everybody's going to get round. One minute 44 in the lead. Approaching the midpoint of lap 7. The guys behind are chasing. They're changing from inters onto softs. Oh, as we just ran a tyre onto the wet curbs there. That wasn't fantastic, but a good recovery. That's the race clock dropped. So 8th place now has finished the race. Only 8 cars make it onto the 7th lap. We're not going to be lapping anybody with a true lapping event, but we're going to have done one lap more than 12 cars in the race. I think we ran quite a risk running that 3-lap first stint. 5th place is finished, so only 4 cars go on to complete the final lap 7. There is still water down on the track up here. Here we go. Well, summing up of this car, I've been kind of concentrating really quite hard on this last couple of laps. I think it's a great car, highly capable. 2 minutes 14 in the lead, a 4:03, which is an epic lap time, but the weather really intervened in this race and prevented it from being a flat out balls to the wall kind of event. I think this car is well capable of more. Like we say, it's probably down to the driver. So it was a 31.55 as predicted, almost a 32 minute. It doesn't really matter at Le Mans. You're racing for the prize anyway. you're not going to be racing the Le Mans race for a full-on grind, but as it stands, fastest lap of the race of 4:03, which puts us in the top 5 cars, and we lapped all the way down to 20th place up to 5th. We get the clean race bonus. We certainly do. And with that being the case, a 4-star ticket for the day. We might actually see some outcuts here. I did actually run one race before and I ran out of fuel. We'll see if we can put that in at the end. But here it is. It's up to you as we look at the start of the race in review. It's quite an impressive looking car. It's certainly very capable, but it's up to you folks. If you want to use that car, if you want to tweak that setup, if you want to take that on and make it yours, it's up to you. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. We were lucky not to get a penalty there, weren't we? Run around the outside. No, I enjoyed that one, and I hope you do too. We're not going to back off at all now. We're going to try and hit the money. We're going to brake on the 2s and really give ourselves a shot at this. .215, 216, 219. This is the fastest car we've took to this race, of which we just overshoot. We run onto the wet. Oh, blown it, haven't we? Everything's soaking wet, everything's damaged. Oh, we've got to back off here. We can't hold 210 through this final corner. Know our limitations. Fuel. We've run out of fuel. How can we have run out of fuel? Oh, 2 minutes 23 in the lead. This is not what we paid for. This is mistake after mistake after mistake. We couldn't get 2 laps out of full tank. Oh no! No fastest lap for us. The timer has run out. No, I can't treat you to this, folks. I'm going to restart this.